Well, hello, everyone. It is TexAgs Rewind, and people are noticing that there's a little bit of a feud developing on the program. Nick versus David. I'm David. He's Nick. Nick, you've been coming after me, but I've been responding recently.
Yeah, I don't know why you. I mean, rivalry feud. You're kind of my mentor, so I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anakin, his mentor with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he tried to take him out. So there's that.
Do you have the high ground, or do I have the high ground?
I've got the high ground. And that's it's also a Batman Begins commentary. For those who don't remember, Ra's al Ghul taught Bruce. Never mind.
I don't know any Batman stuff. That's a you thing.
Well, today on the show, Olin Buchanan was on the program. He was great. He's always on the program, right? He doesn't take days off. We talked a lot on the Go Hour. Tom Hart joined us on the show as well. Buzz Williams talking about fitness, about music. Oh, and that really good basketball team and that domination. We're going to have to keep it up against Florida. And also, Billy joined us for the entire hour. We talked NFL, Mike Evans, the Cowboys, you name it. All that and much, much more here on TexAgs Rewind.
Yeah, that's I was telling Richard Zane, who was in here earlier, don't mean to name drop, but that I was there in Nashville when A&M eliminated LSU with Ben Simmons and some of the other guys they had that was supposed to be such a great team, and A&M beat them by like 34 points. This win probably not as spectacular, even though it was by more, because they didn't have, South Carolina doesn't have a guy that's going to be the number one pick in the draft,
right?
And they and it wasn't on the SEC tournament stage, but to watch A&M go out and just completely dismantle South Carolina, which is coming off a victory over Kentucky at Rupp Arena, and then to come out and just destroy them. I thought A&M played as close to a perfect basketball game as can be played. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as perfect, right?
Right.
I
mean, Tyrese didn't have his best offensive performance, right?
Right. But, man, you talk about 9.99.
That's right there, right?
It was right, as close to perfect as you can get.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of basketball to be played. So much basketball to be played. But I feel that this team has at least figured out who they are, because last year at the same time, when they started off 4-0, they still didn't really know their identity. This team's defense, what they do is they take out your best offensive player. At least they've done that, in 3 straight games?
4, really.
4 straight games. And the numbers, teams are scoring less than they normally do. What are they giving up? Like in the SEC play, like 62 points a game, something like that?
A&M?
Yeah.
Right around there,
right
60.
Around there.
And now
right.
It's going to drop after. It's probably going to be under 60 after the 53 to South Carolina.
Right, and their best players are routinely taken out of games. And then you don't know who. When you get 20 or more points from Marble and Dexter Dennis, you're going to win some games because Wade Taylor or Tyrese Radford is going to give you their offense. We've seemed to be able to count on them pretty much every game. Somebody from that group. And then and they were offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds and forcing steals. What A&M has done these first 3 out of 4 games is suffocate the teams that they're playing against. They've had a grind out victory over Florida, but the rest have been suffocating. So to me, it just feels different.
I agree with that, and in some respects, but I just think that when his teams play well, that's what they do defensively. And oh, by the way, number 1 in the league in offensive rebound percentage. Like that is a team effort. That is a team that has just has another gear in terms of energy and getting after it. I was just going through some of the numbers league wide. I think there's 5 teams that are shooting less than 50% from 2 in the league. And A&M plays great defense. Alabama's a top 10 defensive efficiency. Tennessee has been number 1 in defensive efficiency all season. Like there are some teams in this league that will not give you a break on the defensive side. So if you can't knock down shots, it's going to be a long year. I think that's what we saw from South Carolina. I had Alabama LSU, which was a 40-point Alabama win. That's what we saw from LSU. You've got to be able to knock down shots in this league or you're not going to have success.
Talking to Tom Hart here on TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. Let's talk about that Bama team. They're just on a different level, right, Tom?
Yeah, 100%. And they're doing it with a guy I think is the best player in the league, probably the best college player in the country, and Brandon Miller. He's Kevin Durant like, I mean, that's the comp. He's a smooth, tall shooter who you've got to, even if you have a hand in your face, he can shoot over the top of you. He had 22 points in the first half against LSU. LSU had 22 points. I mean, he was keeping pace with them as an individual. And what Nate Oates' team does, like any great coach that has an elite team, they're up 40 at half, and he kept the hammer down on his guys. I mean, he was intense, and he was in their face, and he was grilling them about continuing to give effort. And so I think, especially countered with Kentucky's win at Tennessee, Alabama, absolutely best team in the league, probably right now the best team in college basketball. Can they keep it going? Can they survive some of these games that are going to occur in the league that turn into grind out games? That will be the question, because there will be some nights where they're not knocking down every shot.
While it's going on, or is it after the fact to say, see, guys, this is what it looks like?
Well, I think it's probably while it's going on, just because for so many things to go right, it's an aberration.
Yeah.
And our guys played at a really high level, regardless of category. And so I think for them to have joy while playing, knowing that so many of the things that we emphasize and so many of the things that we spend time on and that we work on, for them to see it happen in many respects at a really, really high clip when it's happening, I think as a coach, that's the most fun. I think that after the fact, maybe it's because I'm getting old, maybe it's because of the thin margin that this league has become. I think when you watch the game post-game, what you're studying the most is how do we need to improve, obviously. But I think what we've tried to do as a staff, Liucci, is what happened in this game that translates the most into the next game.
Yeah.
Because that's what we've got to continue to emphasize. And, you know, our staff has done a phenomenal job in regards to, here's this game, whatever this game is. This was the good stuff and this was the bad stuff. But regardless of which side that it's on, which of it do we need to carry on into the next game? And my eyes have adjusted from learning from our staff of that. And I think that it's helped. You know, like we're playing our first mirror opponent for the second time on Wednesday. And so, yes, you're going to watch the first time you played them 2 weeks ago. But, yes, you're going to watch Saturday's game. And it's a culmination or a combination of those two things relative to what we need to be prepared for on Wednesday. And obviously that starts today and that continues through tomorrow.
It's an interesting game from where I sit, because I've been following Florida, and it just seems like both of you guys have gotten a lot better in a short period of time.
Yes.
Going back to that game and looking at the way you guys played or what you did and what you didn't do, what's one of the things that you say, okay, if we do that, it's going to be a problem for us this time around? We got away with it the first time.
Yeah, I think we did a good job on 12. We'll have to do a better job guarding him this time. You know, they're playing different. They're using personnel completely differently. They've had some defections to their team. Some guys that played a lot against us are no longer playing. I don't know. There's a few things that they're doing differently offensively, but it all boils down to 12 is going to get multiple touches all over the court. And depending upon where he gets the touch, depends upon the action that they run. But they haven't lost since we played them.
Yeah.
And they've changed a lot. And so we will have to spend time educating our guys today and tomorrow in practice and in the film room, because who we played the first game in SEC play is not who we're going to play in the fifth game. They've morphed into something completely different.
Yeah. I don't root against Dak.
Yeah.
I think he's a good quarterback that people want really bad to be great, but I do think he could have a great game in him. So if they ever do I think he can play a couple great games. He's just never done them at the exact right time. I know the turnover mistakes are just maddening. And look, this is not a flawless Cowboy team, but man, there's just something about me that doesn't fully trust Jalen Hurts and the Eagles or the Niners. I could see the Giants getting the Eagles next week. I could see the Cowboys. I could see the Cowboys getting the Niners if given the chance. But Niners to me look the strongest, but they've got a rookie quarterback, and I know they're doing a great job of making him look really good. And they're elite defensively. To me, they're the pick right now, but man, I don't think it's this massive gap in the NFC. And then in the AFC, and man, I still think the Chiefs get it done with Mahomes. Yeah. And Andy Reid and Kelsey and that combo. I just think they outlast everybody.
How about the Dolphins yesterday?
Oh man,
did you see the coach didn't realize? I don't know how that happens. I know what was his name, McDaniel.
Yeah.
Like he thought it was a first down. It was a fourth and 6, was it?
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
Just taking deep shot down there. Is that what you're talking about?
No, just he got the penalty.
Time. Yeah,
the penalty and whatnot. So just was it 4th and 1 and it became 4th and 6?
It was 4th and 1, and they threw the deep ball when the guy called a timeout.
Yeah,
and they took the penalty. They said he was hitting his vape pen over there, and it looked like it. No, NFL was fun this weekend. It was some fun. I mean, see Christian Kirk and the Jags make that comeback on the Chargers.
All right, we're going to close it out. Nick, when's the last time you liked a comment or subscribed to something?
Not too long ago, I think. The guy made a good video on the Astros, so I liked it. I subscribed. I didn't comment, but I liked it.
Have you ever commented on TexAgs?
Yeah, I have, because somebody said something, so I responded to them.
Was it something nice?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Well, I haven't gotten a mean comment yet. That's how I know I'll make it if I get a mean comment.
All right, so everybody just comment. One mean comment for Nick. Not too mean, but a little mean, and several to me is fine. And then a couple nice ones. How about that?
I'll appreciate. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Tell them say bye.
Bye.